Hey viewers, welcome back to another episode of Ertl Thomas Collection. This is part 5, and it's not always like this. I'm going to show you 10 Ertl Trains video. I'm not sure how far we've gotten, and I'm not sure when the video is going to end, how many parts, but the first one we're going to look at today is an inspirement from the YouTuber Scarlo Irenaeus. This is Archie, the red saddle tank engine. He's made from an Ertl Percy. Now, I cut off the pistons and the door ladders. I don't know why I did that. That's a mistake. I'm not sure if I'm gonna fix that, but he looks good. Okay,
Talk a little bit louder.
Next is Bluebell. Now, Bluebell is just a repaint of Thomas, and the prototype actually looked like Bluebell. I'm not sure why that was, but anyways, you might have noticed that Bluebell has a face. That's because I took a Ertl Thomas face and just slapped it on there.
Was it like City of Truro where it didn't come with one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird that Bluebell and City of Truro have no faces while the other trains do. Now, his running board was black, but I switched it out with a Thomas running board and painted white buffers on it. He looks good, especially the striping. Like, I wish that they could make Thomas Wooden Railway Bluebell or Adventures Blue. But Thomas Adventures got discontinued, and now it's replaced with a new system called Trackmaster Push Along, which is these little metal trains with Trackmaster couplings. I think it's kind of weird. I don't know if I want to buy that, but we'll see. Next is another inspiration from Scout 75. This is D199 as a robot pirate, which probably explains why this character has an eye patch. I like the metallic finish. I gave him like bronze and silver. He's pretty much just D199, but different. Next is another rare one. This is Harvey, the crane engine. Now, James Fan 5 does have this Harvey, but he got it for $2. Now, one thing I didn't point out before is that Harvey's crane does spin, but it gets a little bit stiff once you hit these things. I'm not sure if I want to cut those off so that his crane spins fully or just file the flywheel, because I don't want to damage this rare toy. And he's got the U-hook, which my Ertl Emily does not have. But he looks accurate, especially those yellow wheels, the red side rods, the face that captures Harvey. Troublesome Junction mentioned that he has like this little black thing from his face. That's because Harvey's face is molded on instead of actually in plastic like Percy and Thomas' faces. But this is Archie and Bluebell. If you want to see where I showed you Percy and Thomas, just watch the previous parts. Next is another narrow gauge engine, but this is Peter Sam. Now, this is a nice representation of Peter Sam. Now, he is getting a bit scratched, but that's because he's been played with a lot. I especially like the details of his square funnel and the little whistle on there.
That's tiny.
Now, the narrow gauge engines are small, but in Ertl, they just made them as big as these guys. It turns out that Ertl does not know how to make sizes. Like, they made Oliver too small. They made Thomas bigger than Henry. And speaking of narrow gauge engines, this is Rusty. Now, he's pretty nice, although he doesn't roll that smoothly. But I still bought him anyways. He has the white in the eyes like Peter Sam does. Sometimes trains like Harvey and Bluebell don't have that. Next is another Bluebell engine. This is Stepney. one of my favorites. Now, they did shape Stephanie pretty nicely. There's a little bit of bumpy paint on his cab, but that's probably because I used gloss. Now, it was hard to get Stephanie's color right because he did get chipped on his boiler a bit, so I had to repaint that. And if you notice, he's got a bit of scratches on his funnel. That's pretty common with these Ertl toys. Down to our last three. This is another narrow gauge engine, but this is Albert. Now, you may be asking, hey, isn't there already an Albert? Well, there is, because he's like the furnace engine. But they just made another Albert, not knowing that there was already an Albert. It's the same thing they did with Oliver.
He has a unibrow.
Those are meant to be his eyebrows.
Yeah, but they're like a unibrow, kind of like Charlie Brown.
He almost looks like Squilliam from SpongeBob.
Yep.
Like, it's pretty interesting how he looks.
Funny.
He looks just like Squilliam. Now, I'm not gonna lie, he has got quite the unibrow. Next is the City of Truro Jr., made by Scout 75. He's pretty much just like City of Truro, only he's blue instead of green. Now, the face was paper. I didn't cut off the face of another train. This is 1993, so this is pretty old. Last but not least is Eagle, the red engine. Now, I did have the side rods in the face, but I lost them. But I still like this custom. The face looks pretty good. And I especially like how I got the details, like the black running board.
It looks good.
I've actually gotten a lot better painting. I hope you enjoyed this video. In this part, which one of these 10 was your favorite? You might like the custom Eagle, Albert, Archie, D199 Robot Pyre, and the City of Truro Jr. Or you might like the special rare Harvey that most people can't get a hold of easily. And stay tuned for part 6. See you there.